Okay, and number 2, there's logs on both sides. There's logs on both sides, so that means you have to simplify the log and then solve. So where does this 1/2 go? It goes to the exponent. Why doesn't it go on the 1 and the p? Because it's in parentheses. So I'm going to raise this to p plus 5. So what is something to the 1/2? So if it's the square root, how do I get rid of a square root? So I'm going to square both sides. And when I do that, I get p plus 5 times p plus 5. And what does that equal on the other side? 1 minus p. Very good. So when I multiply out, I get p squared plus 10p plus 25. And now this is a quadratic, so you have to move everything to the quadratic side. So I'm going to subtract the 1 and add the p. And this factors to p plus 8 times p plus 3. And now what do I have to do once I have the answers? I have to check to see if they're extraneous. And so somebody asked this morning, where am I checking? So inside the parentheses, right here. If I put a -8, what's -8 plus 5? So that makes that, it makes it negative, so that is not defined. So that's an extraneous solution. So if I put a -3 in here, that's positive, right? And if I put a -3 in here, minus and minus becomes a positive. So they're all positive, so -3 is my solution. Okay, you guys try number 3. All right, what'd you get for an answer? 3 is correct. And then you cross multiply and solve. Bless you. Okay, any questions on that one? Okay, so let's go on and do number 7. So what's different between 7 and what we just finished? There's only one log. Y'all, there's only one way to solve these. What do I have to do if there's only one log? You have to do the circle thing. So I have to combine over here. So I'm going to have log base 16 of 9. So the 2 goes where? So I get 9a squared equals 3/2. Once I do that, now I can do the circle. I can make it an exponential. So 16 to the 3/2 equals 9a squared. So 16 to the 3/2, what's the square root of 16? 4. And 4 to the 3rd power? 64. So I get 64 equals 9a squared. You can square root it if you remember to put the plus and minus. Or, since it's a quadratic, if I move this over, so my a is a positive and a negative 8/3. So what do I have to do before I write the solutions down? Check. So if I put a negative 8/3 for a, can I do that? No, it makes it undefined. So I'm going to only get the positive version as a solution. Okay, you all try number 8. Okay, so there were a couple good questions when I was walking around. First of all, This 1/4, where do I put it? Why can I not multiply the 6 times that? Right. Well, but I have the plus ln of u. And so I can't just multiply over here. I have to multiply everywhere. So I might as well just raise this here. So I'm going to get ln of 256 to the 1/4 u equals 6. And once I have that, what is the 4th root of 256? 4. So what is the base here to do the circle thing? E. So e to the 6th equals 4u. Okay, any questions? How many of you feel like you could do those 4? Okay. They all should have the braces on it. Did they not all have them? Well, we'll talk about that. Let's keep going, okay? Number 10. Shh. Number 10. What do I have to do on number 10? Common bases. So, what do they both end in? 5. So everybody do 5. 625 is 5 to what power? 4, and it's negative. And then 125 is the 3rd. And once we have that, I get negative 12n equals 3n minus 6. Oh, this is negative? Oh, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I can't see that. So I get a negative 2/3. Okay, you all change number 11 to this problem and work this problem. Okay, did you get the answer? Y'all got this? Yes? Okay, so I want to do 2 more. Number 4, I want to do 14 and 16. 14 and 16. So what do I do first on number 14? Subtract 11 and then? Okay, so subtract 11, which when I do, I get negative 15. And when I divide by negative 3, I get positive 5. Right, then it's just an ln. Okay, any questions about that one? Okay, so the last one is the one we're going to write a lot on, right? It's not hard, we just write a lot. So, I'm going to start by, I move the exponent down, so I get 2k plus 3 ln of 8 equals 3k minus 1 ln of 6. What do I do next? I distribute, very good. So I get 2k ln of 8 plus 3 ln of 8. And once I distribute, what do I want to do next? Right. So I want the k's over here and the numbers over here. I'm literally going to flip places. So I'm going to have so now I have the k's on one side and the numbers on the other. So now what's the next thing I'm going to do? I am. And what am I dividing out, Gigi? What do I take out? Just the k. Okay, so I'm going to take out the k. So I have 2 ln of 8 minus 3 ln of 6. And then I'm going to divide this whole thing. Okay, type it in. Mm-hmm. You're good.